Thank you very much. Have any of you visited our Skolkovo booth? It's over there. Raise your hands. OK. So you know what is Skolkovo Innovation Center. I will not put a lot of things on what we are doing. But I represent here Skolkovo Robotics Center, and we do a lot of robotics. But first, I do some story. So this is a very old picture. It's from 70s. And probably some of you who are doing robotics heard that last year, Americans beat Russian record of Lunokhod 2 on the distance covered at the external planet. Lunokhod 2 covered 39 kilometers, as far as I remember. And on Mars, Opportunity covered 42 kilometers. So 40 years, this Russian record track was holding, and it's great, and this is actually Lunokhod 2 team. But my story is about this team, because you see the man on the right sitting, and this is one last driver of Lunokhod, and I was honored to meet him once. And when I met him, I asked him, how it was, please tell me. You see moon. You drive on the moon. You are the only living person here driving on the moon, probably. So how it was? And he said, you know, it's not really important. But what is important is that when we actually find out that we don't need to fly to the moon as Americans, or only drive a robot on the moon surface, half of our team resigned. Can you imagine what caliber of people were doing Russian-Soviet robotics 40, 50 years ago? And in fact, we keep that lineage. We are still doing robotics, probably not that Soviet scale, but we are doing something. I'm on Finland. It's my third time here. I was meeting a lot of people, including Zen Robotics, so I know people here who are doing robotics. And there is a difference between our countries, and I will tell you. So first of all, there's a major difference. Russia is number second in the world on number of industrial robots installed in manufacturing from the bottom. It means we have only 2 robots per 10,000 workers in industry. So it's a second lowest number in the world. So we are extremely bad because manufacturing in Russia very poor. Yes? So from Soviet times it goes down. But interestingly is that we have 1,000 graduate engineers with a proud title of robotics and mechatronics every year graduating from Russian universities. I'm not taking computer science, I'm not taking them. So we have greatest pool of talent. And if we go back to Finland, to here, Finnish level of robotics manufacturing is 150 robots per 10,000 manufacturing workers. That's huge. That's 75 times bigger than in Russia. But if you come, for example, robotic startups, you see that Helsinki has got 2 robotic startups, and probably both of them are here. And just across Baltic Sea in St. Petersburg, we have 8 times more robotic startups. 8. So in number of traction in robotics community, Russia, I think, is much bigger because we are not a country of robots. We are a country of roboticists. And because we don't have much internal market for robots, we are looking for other markets in the world, including Europe, United States, and Asia. So I come from Skolkovo, and this is a picture from one of our robotics event. And in our robotics event, we have not that much audience like Slush Hall, but certainly a few times bigger than now people are listening to me here. This is from Robo Night. I'm doing few interesting things on creating community together, and this what was just announced now, it's Helsinki AI. I think it's extremely important because we need a community. So I hope I can be a part of Helsinki AI, and of course I invite all of you to be a part of our Skolkovo Robotics community because we are open for everybody else. What is important to understand about Skolkovo is not only government development institution. Yes, we are government bureaucrats, but it's also a city. It makes us very unique testing ground for robotics, and we are exploiting it very, very much. So next Skolkovo Robotics conference, it's quite big event, in fact. It's the biggest robotics event in Eastern Europe on 20th of May. So book your time, come here. Maybe you show us something, maybe we show you something, but at least we will have time. We will have fun in robotics, and it's cool. So Skolkovo Robotics Center doing a few directions. Actually, what I'm doing is officially called intelligent robotics. It means next generation robotics with intelligence and autonomous transport vehicles. I put special focus on autonomous navigation, autonomous vehicles, because it's the next step of our transportation, and it's extremely important for all of us. And probably my 5-year-old daughter will see wheeled cars with humans on the wheel, just maybe on pictures in 30 years' time. We believe that actual robotics is human-centered robotics, because there are two types of robotics. Sometimes you ask, you are doing industrial robotics or service robotics? I'm doing any robotics with put humans at the center of robotics. Keep humans in the loop, so-called. And we extend human capabilities. We extend with different kinds of robots, service robotics, human-centered robotics. You can see now this, we call it PromoBot, which it's on the market already. It's cost about 8,000 euros, and I think we have, 1,000 commercial installation, and for example, the closest analog of this, closest competitor to this, SoftBank Pepper, has non-commercial installation at all. So we are for business, we are not for consumer markets. But for business, it's the best robot in the world probably for now. They're already selling it. We have dimensions, how we select projects, because we hear a lot on scientific side of robotics and artificial intelligence, but we are how to apply it to our life. And we have 3 dimensions on this. First dimension is technology advantage. So we need to make sure that robotics we are doing has got really novelty in technology, something new, something you can patent. And for example, this drone you can buy for 2,000 euros at Skolkovo booth, no problem, it's on the market. But it's very important what is inside, because inside there is a special system of control which helps people to manually control this copter with just one hand. Sound business plan. It's very important because we need to see monetization, how to make money out of robotics. Because a lot of robotics, but there is not that many people who are making millions on robotics so far. It means that we are in the beginning of the huge boost in the market. And of course, you need great team. And teams are actually, that's the most important asset of us, and talents extremely important. We have a few directions which I would like to make sure we all understand, because they're important for robotics. So, because we need to do useful things, things which help the world to get better. So, first is cognition. We talk a lot about artificial intelligence, we talk a lot of deep learning, and by the way, of course, in every technology there is a deep learning. All you can see now, there is a part of deep learning used. For example, at the upper side of the picture, you see a copter which is landing on the power lines. And we were the first in the world, first in the world who did it. Because to put a copter on power line and then to monitor it on wheels, it's extremely difficult, in fact, and takes a lot of precision. On the right, you see wheeled machine, which actually guided by humans, and it's got autonomous navigation as well as so-called follow-me scenario. And also you see a big mining machine, which is fully autonomous and is already in use in Russia. And abroad, I think in some countries in Africa are buying it from us. Human-robotics interaction. Interfaces are extremely important to get to understand humans and robots, how we communicate, On upper, you see narrow interface. And this narrow interface, I think it's unique in the world because it enables a human to control a copter. And you see very, very precise. And if you are involved in neural interfaces, you know they're not precise right now. It's math, it's algorithm. To make sure that we've got clear signal from noise, we need to have very good math. And you know, Russians are quite good at math. And now you see at the bottom, you see, I don't think anybody recognizes this animatronic figure, but this is Alan Turing. We did Turing competition in Russia. I know there is a Turing competition in Great Britain last year. There is Turing competition in Russia. We are trying to stimulate this human-machine communication. And actually, we put really artificial intelligence into this animatronic figure of Alan Turing just to demonstrate how it really works. Very important for us, so-called human augmentation systems. I'm sure some of you see our exoskeleton, exoathlete, which actually let paraplegic people, it means fully paralyzed from the waist below, to walk. And this is not university startup. This is already clinical trials with product will be on the market next year. I think it's important for everybody of us because it really got a personal touch on many people, unfortunately. We also work a lot with exoprothesis because to make it not only smart but also cheap enough to allow for everybody is a very important task for us. And medical robotics. We take a few startups from medical robotics, not that many videos. We have only 2 startups doing medical robotics, but it's very important because margins on medical robotics are highest in the industry, believe me, and this is analytical data. And if you take this American drone, it's $2 million by General Atomics Corporation, but if you take medical robotics, there is only 2 Da Vinci, because one of them is $1 million. So instead of military robotics, it's much more marginal to do medical robotics. Skolkovo Robotics conference, I told you, on 20th of May next year. So if you are interested in robotics or just interested in how we are doing robotics in Russia, please come and join us at Skolkovo Robotics. Thank you very much, and thank you for inviting me to speak here.